white boat coming up the river, with a big red beacon and a flag and a man on the rail. I think you better call John, 'cause it don't look like they're here to deliver mail, and they're less than a mile away. I hope they didn't come to stay. Numbers on the side and a gun that's making big waves. Daddy's gone, my brother's out hunting in the mountains, and Big John's been drinking since the river took aim. So the powers that be left me here to do some thinking. Just turned 22. I was wondering what to do. The closer they got, the more those feelings grew. Daddy's rifle in my hand still felt reassuring. He said, "Red means run, son. Humpers add up to nothing." But when the first shot hit the dot, I heard it coming. Put the rifle to my eye. I never stopped and wondered why. First I saw a flash, and then my face in the sky. Let's go through this song. Let's break it down. Here we go. There's only going to be 4 chords in this song. You're going to have a G chord, and I'll put the diagram up here like I always do. Okay. And now there's going to be a C in this song a couple of times, and you're going to see me play it 2 ways. You can play it either way. When you see me do like this, the C9, where I leave these 2 fingers down, that's probably the diagram I'll put up there. But you can play a regular C like this, you know, where you use your where you include the first string or not. It depends on how you learned it. If you learned it with a full C, play a full C. If you learned it with the C like this, where you start on the second from the top string down and play it like that. Or if you want to do the C9, play it like that. But the reason that you'll see me do it a couple of different ways, because this song has 4 chords in it. It has the G, the C, the D, and it has a B minor in it. And a lot of times when I go to the B minor and I come back here, sometimes I go to the B minor and I could come back like this, or I could come back like that. Either way, it's still a C. But just do what's comfortable to you, okay? It doesn't really matter, because here I'm showing you I'm doing it 2 different ways in the same song. So it's just whatever fits you comfortable. But I do think it's better to do it here whenever you're like doing the verses, like look out, mama, there's. But you can. Let's try it with regular singing. Look out, mama, there's a white boat coming up the river. Oh, see, it just doesn't have these. This string, you're like, look out, mama, there's a white boat coming up the river. Hear how it lingered and it's gone there. But then whenever you do this C and you come back to it like that, you'll see later in the song when we get there. But it just seems like you don't necessarily need that part. But and actually, if I do come back like that, I don't really accent the end of it, because you don't really need it. But anyhow, let's get back to it. It's got a G, it's got a C, a D, and a B minor. Okay, I'm gonna put all of them up here. And I've got other lessons that break them all down, tell you which string to play down from and all that stuff. But look, if there's a little X up above a string, don't play that string, okay? All right. Unless you're looking at the C and it has an X above that one, but you're playing a full C, like we just talked about. But anyhow, so let's go through the progression. Basically, like you got a verse, you got it's going to start off in G, and also and I'm going to show you I'll show you that in a little while. But first, let's go over the basic layout of the song. It's like, and I'm not gonna do it with anything fancy. I'm just gonna do it a straight change, and then you can add the frills later. Cause we're gonna go, look out, Mom, there's a white boat till you see the river. So far, we've only done a G and a C. It's look out, Mom, C, and up the G, and then back and forth. Alright, you got that so far? So that's your first line in the song, and that's how, I think there's 4 verses in it, but every time that comes up, the first verse is going to be like that. Look out, Mama, white boat coming up the river. Alright, second verse. With the big red ink and the sign, whatever. But this time, what you did was you went to the C. Instead of like the first verse is na na, you G, C, G. Now, then you go to your C and you hold your C. Back to your G, and then you do it the alternate again. And then you go back to your C. This will be the third verbal line. But anyhow, this is the second time you go into the C. And when you go to your C, and then you go to your B minor, back to your C, or but anyhow, so never stop, wonder why. And all right, so you got that. So we alternated from the C to the B minor, to the C to the B minor, to the C to the B minor. All right, now let's go back to look out. All right, well, here we'll do a different verse. Daddy's rifle in my hands sure felt reassuring. All right, that's your first verse, just to show you every verse does like that on me. And then you go to your C. He said, but red means wrong, son. Numbers add up to nothing. That time you went from the C to the G, okay? But then you close that verse out with the back and forth, just like the first one. So we got the first verse, built around this G, back and forth. Now the second one's built around the C, back to the G, and then back and forth. All right, so far we've got the first 2 lines built around the G. The second one is built around the C. Now we go into the third part. Now, real fast. And then your C. Back to G. Now, third part. C. And then you go to B minor. Back to your C. Back to B minor the second time. Back to your C. Back to your third time. And then a fourth time. And for the 5th time, you go to a D. Okay? We're about to get to that little walking part I said I was going to show you. But let's go back through there where we are so far. Look out, Mama, there's a white boat coming up the river. All centered around the G. Back and forth now. It's centered around the C. Make the sun so going up to nothing. And back and forth. Now this time when you go to the C, now you go to the B minor. That was 1. Back to the C. B minor 2. Back to the C. B minor 3. Back to the C. You know we're going to it the 4th time. But after the C, then we go to the D. Alright? And now, no embellishments were added in there. That was just straight out your pattern. Alright? And now we're going to get to the part where it's kind of like the intro part 2. That part's going to be it's going to be your 3rd string. It's going to be the 2nd string from the top of your 3rd fret to the 2nd fret. Okay, to the open. 1, 3, 2, open, 3. Because you're going to catch the C. It's going to be. So you got 3, 2, open, C. So like. So you're coming up. how fast that was? And now you might notice I only grabbed those 2 strings because I wasn't playing these down here, okay? So just kind of think about that. Train yourself to hear the strings, so you can tell. Well, Jay only played 2 or 3 strings there because I didn't hear that bottom part. So, but just kind of train yourself to hear like that too. It'll help you figure out stuff on the radio and all. So far we got let's see, we're at let's see, Daddy's gone G till you see down in the mountains. Back and forth. Now sing around the C. And then you go back to the G. And then alternate. Now this time, the second time at the C, you're going to go to that B minor 4 times. 1, back to the C. 2, back to the C. 3, back to the C. 4, back to the C. And now to the D. Are you ready? Now you've set yourself up for the next verse. And what you do, if you get it through that, if you get centered around the G, and then to the C, and back, and then an alternate C, G. And then you're centered around the C, and to the G, and then back to the C, and then alternate. And then the second time you go to that C, you go up to your B minor, and then you go back to the C, and then you go to the B minor, and back to the C, 3 times to the B minor, back to C, 4 times to the B minor, back to the C, and on number 5 you hit the D. And then you come out of the D. And you start over. Daddy's rifle in my hand felt reassured. He said red means run some, but we're head up to nothing. But when the first shot hit the dark, I saw it coming. Yeah. The rifle to my eye, never stopped, wonder why. First I saw a flash, and then my face in the sky. There you go, man. Y'all got it all now. If I knew how to play the harmonica, I'd show you that part, but I never did get that far. All right. Trying to think if there's anything else in this song that we left out. I don't think so. All right, let's see what we got going on here.